How's this sound? How does this sound? Does this sound good? Can you hear us now? Or me? Or whatever? Can you hear it? Better? Okay. I'll have to get a boom mic for this thing. Okay. Yes.
We have now, yeah.
No, it's live. It's live. Just
Figure that might make it better.
yeah. Okay, yeah, this mic can pick up pretty much everything in this room. Where the heck is my iPad? I need to check something.
It's over there.
Can you hand it to me?
Yeah.
please? Okay. Okay. Now we just share this and go here. Okay, okay. Just need to
Just to let them know that it's
what? What are you what?
like when you said you were gonna share it on Discord. Is that what you meant?
Yes, I'm showing it on I'm just linking it on Discord. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so those of you who are wondering, I'm here with my friend K9jedi,
Yo.
and we're gonna do this stream together because why the heck not? Okay, I just put the live stream here, and put another one in the where is it? Here. Okay. Yeah, apparently Rusted calls me Pixar.
Hello, friend of person of Pixar.
Yeah.
Hey. Hello.
Yeah, streaming with a buddy is always the best.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna
I forget how many streams I've done with you now.
Yeah,
4?
probably. I mean,
I think so.
we have done Let's Play videos beforehand, before
Right.
I streamed. Anyway, I streamed it. Why am I logged out of YouTube?
That's so weird.
I need my password, darn it. I was trying to. Yes, but I. No, YouTube. But hold on a second, guys. We need to. We're still trying to fix some things here, so I'll just mute us for a second. So BRB. back. Sorry, guys. We're, you know, working things out. Okay, okay. Hey, Sasha. Welcome. Hello, everybody. Okay. Hopefully... Now, can you hear me? Good. Is everything loud and clear? From this mic. Because I can turn it up. If you need me to. Tell me if you need it fixed.
Sounds good unless you need the right to turn over.
Okay, so we just need to stay right here. Okay. So, there's like 16 stars we need to get. Now, K9jedi apparently surprisingly hasn't played this game, even though we both have Wii's.
Yeah, I think really the only game that I've played Mario-wise was Super Mario Bros. Wii. I think we wanted to play Mario Galaxy, and I don't think we just ever got around to getting it, because around the time that it came out is when we started getting busy with our theater escapades. And you know how like much time and devotion that takes.
I'm wondering, since sound seems to be coming from everywhere, I'm wondering if I need a foam thing around this. Because, you know... I need like the right setup for this thing. Okay, let's get the comments. Jeez. Comments. Move it. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, these hungry Lumas basically suck up star bits like they're Kirby.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I kind of feel like Kirby might have inspired them or something.
Probably. I hope that's what you wanted. You'd think if you clicked it, then you'd want it. That's funny. But then again, some people like go, oh no, what did I just do?
Yeah. So these little stars are called Lumas, and we're in Rosalina's Comic Observatory. Rosalina is, that girl over there.
Yeah. I've played as Rosalina in, what's it called? The Wii U?
Oh, Mario Kart 8?
No, it's the Wii U Mario. Super Mario 3D World.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we unlocked her after playing the whole game.
Yeah.
I play mostly as her and Luigi, as well as Peach sometimes. When
Yeah, I
I'm
mostly
playing
play as Peach, because I like playing as Peach.
Peach is fun. Plus, isn't this the first game, I think, that actually had Peach as a playable character? Before that, you were always having to save her from something. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Give us some feminist glory here. Let the girl do stuff for a chance.
Yeah. And apparently Sasha is asking if we're using the Blue Yeti. No, Sasha, apparently this is not the Blue Yeti. This is a mic called the Phi Fin, I think. And, my dad basically ordered this for me online, so, yeah. Maybe I'll, get the Blue Yeti in the future, but for now I'm using this.
It's a nice mic.
Yeah, it's nice, but I'll probably need some, like, soundproof foam around it or something so background noise doesn't happen.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Oh boy, this one can be annoying, especially since it's timed.
Oh.
So, I'm just trying to collect all the stars in this game, because you know Mario, you collect everything.
Right.
Yeah, there's 1 minute to collect all the stars, so...
Oh, wow.
I remember having trouble with this one on my own time. Just...
So, do you have to collect all the stars on this, or just, like, enough stars to...
You just need to collect enough of these coins to get 100, and then the star appears.
Oh, okay. There's a lot there, so I'm pretty sure you'll probably get to 100 in no time.
Yeah, but then again, with the timer, it's kind of, annoying.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Especially since you have to avoid mines and these giant cartoon meat things.
Right.
Okay, so for me, you can read the comments if you want. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Is Wrath the Great MacGuffin?
Yes.
Oh, that's a question you already used. She said. There is a Nintendo game where Peach is the main character.
Oh yeah,
So there's a
Super
cake.
Princess Peach. Yeah.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah, that's on the DS.
Oh, wow. I guess it wasn't very well advertised because I didn't even know it was a thing.
Yeah. But yeah,
Wow.
it was a DS game. I never played it myself, but it looks interesting. But yeah, apparently Peach gets this magical parasol named Perry, and basically in that game, Peach can like use her emotions for certain things. Like if she gets angry, she can like become a fireball of death. If she gets sad, she just rains tears to grow plants or something. I don't know.
That literally sounds like moody teenager powers right there. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, so, Sasha Hammer says, the game with Peach as the main character, that sure was an emotional ride. Yeah, that's what I would think.
Yeah.
Because, you know, she literally seems like she has powers of, like, a teenager who's still going through puberty. It's like, oh, how old are you, Peach? Isn't Mario, like, a man?
Yeah, Mario's like, people figured Mario was like a middle-aged man, but apparently he's much younger than that. Apparently he's
Oh.
like
20s?
either 30s or 20s apparently.
Huh. Well then, what does that make Peach? Is she still, like...
She could be early 20s or something, that she could be like a late bloomer. I have no idea.
Maybe! That's probably the case.
I mean, I myself am a late bloomer, so...
Right. Fiery Blaze says, who are you talking to?
Oh. Fiery, since you're new here, this is my friend K9jedi. She collaborates with me on occasions, and yeah.
Yeah. I've been, I think, only on 2 streams that have actually, like, been on the channel. Other than that, I've just been over at Pixela's house,
Yeah.
hanging out.
Yeah, she's an IRL friend.
Yes. We've, like, known each other for, like, forever.
Well, yeah, we're like childhood friends.
Yeah.
And also Exile. Hello, Exile. Dang it, this... This timer thing is so annoying. Oh, Mario's apparently 35, according to Fiery.
Oh, okay.
That sounds reasonable.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's a good age.
I mean,
Don't know about Peach.
Yeah. I mean, do you think Mario could grow a thick mustache like he does in
Yeah,
around that age? Could he?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sometimes I wonder what Mario would look like without his mustache. I feel like it would like freak me out a little bit because I'm not used to seeing him without a
yeah,
mustache.
kind of like with my brother-in-law when he shaves his beard off. I almost don't recognize him.
Me. My dad has never, I think, ever shaved his like goatee off.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder if he actually did, then I would. So when I see like old pictures of like him and my mom together,
Yeah.
like at like work parties, whatever, I'm like, whoa, because he doesn't have one. Like I still recognize him, but it's like now I almost wonder how different it would be.
Yeah. Dang it, I can never get the time on these. It's so freaking annoying.
I completely know how you feel on this. I
Time-
hate timed stuff.
Yeah. It's always annoying to have timed things in games.
Careful when doing a collab, as the old quote goes, don't cross streams.
Yeah, just so you know, Rusted tends to be the Joker around here.
Ah, I see.
He jokes around. In clever ways.
Ah,
So,
that's
Kiana, or K9jedi, whatever.
Yep.
Why don't you, talk about your own, channel for a bit?
Yeah, sure. So I officially launched it, in April, around the end of April. And I had planned to release my first video in May, and I did not get the chance to. Mostly because, the video I have up right now is kind of an intro video. So it kind of talks about what I want to do, which is stuff like, some song cover stuff, movie reviews, news of the film industry, because I love movies, as well as, like, you know, some theory stuff, and then just talking about opinions and stuff of different things.
Yeah.
Like, what do I think of, like, Frozen 2 coming out in November, or, you know, what do I expect of, the, Disney Fox merger going forward, because now they own stuff like, X-Men and stuff, and that's gonna be interesting, because they just finished up, I think, the old X-Men trilogy, and they're now starting a new one.
Interesting.
And that's gonna be interesting. And I've never actually seen the X-Men movies, but I do know that, like, my dad has seen a couple, and he's actually said that the new movie that came out basically changes, like, everything. So, it'll be interesting, but that also could mean that they could end up in, like, an Avengers, like, movie or something with the new people. I haven't actually seen Endgame yet,
Okay. Well,
but I'm assuming that it's obviously gonna be very different.
yeah, and nobody spoil.
Yes, please, no. I've already gotten quite a few, and I'm already not happy about it as it is. But yeah, in fact, my first real official video was going to be about, like, my thoughts about Marvel prior to Endgame. And, it ended up being, like, 27 minutes long. And because I only have maybe, 6 or 7 subscribers at the moment, I was not going to do that, especially because I don't think you can even post a video that's that long. I think it has to be, like, at least 5 minutes, or maybe 7. I'm not quite sure,
Okay.
but I wasn't gonna do that. So
Fiery is asking why I be looking like Angelica from Rugrats. I have no idea what you're talking about. How the heck do I look like Angelica? Aside from the blonde hair, nothing. You don't even know what I look like, dude.
Mine's brown.
Yeah.
Dark. It's kind of like more of a dark brown.
Yeah, and plus, I'm not a jerk like Angelica.
Who does Angelica, like, where does Angelica come from, I guess?
Rugrats.
Oh! You're not like that.
Exactly.
Pixela's not like that at all, fam.
Exactly.
I have literally known you for years, and there's never been a time when you've been like her. I've never actually watched it, of Rugrats, but I did some minor research on it for my film class, so we had to learn about, kids animation.
Yeah.
And how that, like, has impacted people
Yeah.
and stuff. And that was one of the ones that actually negatively affects children's brain development.
Oh yeah, probably because, like, for example, my parents wouldn't let my sister watch that show because they were afraid that she would become like Angelica.
Well, honestly, I'd have the same fear for my own kids, because she's obviously not a role model.
Yeah.
The same thing actually went for SpongeBob. My parents didn't let me watch SpongeBob because they didn't want me and my sisters treating each other like how SpongeBob treats Patrick, because sometimes they're all goody-goody and the next minute they're, like, acting like jerks to each other, and my parents were not going to have that happen. Plus, with the show with a city called Bikini Bottom, you gotta be wary of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, what, for kids? Like, come on. Of course, there's obviously worse
You know what's
out there, but
Yeah, I know.
hilarious. I'll read some.
Okay.
Let's see. Should I link your channel, K9jedi? Yes, please.
Go ahead, Sasha.
Yeah, I definitely encourage it. In fact, I actually I was working on an apology video, letting my subscribers know why the video's not out. And I personally feel terrible because I started working on it on June 7th. It's, what, June 17th now? Of course, I plan to work on it a little bit more, show it to some of my YouTube advisors, aka my parents, because I basically ask them for advice on this stuff. And I usually let them have a view of the video, because they like to see my stuff anyway, and just to make sure that, you know, it's all good. There's no, like, I guess, editing issues or whatever. And get that straightened out. But lately we've just been so busy. The last week of May I was in Florida visiting some family and going to Universal, which was great. I might actually do a video on my experience there, because it was awesome. But yeah, so that's a little bit, I guess, about the channel.
Fiery, don't look at Fiery's comment.
Oh, I won't. Okay, let's see. Rusted Cake says, if I ever did any video creation for the internets, I would desire it to be a blend of honesty and madness. Same here! That's actually how my video was in real life. It was literally like that. I ranted on and on and on about stuff. In fact, I might post the video later on, but actually redo the whole thing and do it after I've seen Endgame. Because I heard it's coming on DVD very soon, within the next month.
Cool.
And I'll probably watch it then, because at least I will be able to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Because I've heard that, I think one of my friends had to leave during one of the major character death scenes, because she had to go to the bathroom so bad she just couldn't take it. And I was like, me?
Ooh, I need batteries for my Wiimote.
Okay, let's see. Rusted Cake says, fact. The character of Angelica split the team behind Rugrats so much that it led to the show's demise. Wow.
Yeah, I actually saw a video about that.
Yeah, I can imagine. That actually seems very, very, very true.
Yeah. Okay, give me a second. I will switch the batteries out of my Wiimote.
Fiery Blaze says, do an animation.
We could work on animation together.
We could.
I've been wanting to try animation out myself, but I need to practice to get good.
Right. I'm mostly good with editing stuff. Like synchronized time and whatnot. It's very time consuming. But it's fun. But I feel like I probably could do more of that aspect and you could do more of the actual animating.
Yeah.
I feel like that'd probably be easier.
Hopefully these have
Yay! Sasha's got the link.
Nice,
URL. Join in for the Disney, yes. It's gonna be pretty heavy on the Disney stuff because I am a huge Disney fan.
Yeah.
Which is depressing because half of the channels that I watch on YouTube are divided between Disney lovers and minor Disney haters. They like everything up until Frozen. And they don't talk about all the new stuff from there. But I like to see what their opinions are on it. Most of them are part of what they call the Disney boycott. And it's funny because when I first heard about it, I was like, this is a joke, right? The Disney boycott can actually be a thing, and it is. In fact, I actually want to do a video on that, what I think about that.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna wait till, the channel's, a little bit more up and running, because...
Yeah.
There are some channels, YouTubers who I would love to be friends with and collab on stuff.
Yeah.
But they're part of the boycott. And so I want to make sure I get their thoughts on it first before I share my own opinion, because I would definitely want to be careful with that. Because I know sometimes drama happens in the YouTube world, and I have to be very, very careful.
That's true.
And basically, have my guard up when I need to. Rusted Cake says, I stopped caring for Disney when Walt Disney died. A vigorous cane waving. I can see why you'd say that. I think he died I think it was during the production of Jungle Book. The original one.
Yeah.
So that was pretty early on. Yeah. And he was working on several movies at the time. There was Jungle Book, and there was another one too. Jungle Book is actually known as the movie that saved Disney from crashing. because before that, some of the other movies that they made just weren't doing as well, and they were losing money, and so Jungle Book was supposed to be their big break, and it didn't really like when Walt Disney died, it literally changed everything, and the studio fell apart because they were so sad that he died, and because he was really the only real, he was their boss. I mean, he's the one who told them, hey, this can go in, this can't. And because there were so many creative differences happening during Jungle Book,
Yeah.
it was like they almost wondered if they should just shelve it. But because part of Walt Disney's will was that they finish the movie, and that he listed some things in there that he wanted them to work on.
Mm-hmm.
And so they eventually finished it, and it became one of their biggest movies of that year. And so yeah, they've been still kicking ever since.
Yeah.
I remember watching a 50th anniversary documentary on a VHS tape. I watched it all the time. That's how I basically know all of that. I'm surprised I even remember all of it.
Uh-huh. Okay. I just need to try and beat this level. Jeez, it's annoying.
I honestly don't blame you.
Yeah. Some people don't like Galaxy because of the motion controls. Well, I think a lot of people just don't like motion controls in general, but I personally
Yeah.
have nothing wrong with it, probably because I grew up with the Wii and...
Yeah, I don't either. I don't know why people don't like motion control that much.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun
Yeah,
to use.
exactly. I don't mind it at all.
Also, back to the whole movie stuff, did you know that, Endgame almost surpassed, I don't know if it surpassed it or not, but apparently it was going to surpass, Avatar, for the highest grossing movie.
It did.
Really?
It actually did. Yeah, it's crazy. I followed it even, I didn't look at the, whatchamacallit?
Yeah.
The Google, because actually, those of you who are, Marvel fans, when Endgame first came out, you could actually type in, Thanos' name, and he had, a little, infinity gauntlet next to his name, and when you clicked it, a stone would light up. I don't remember which one. And then everything would just disappear, all the spoiler stuff. So,
wow.
Google would detect, which articles had spoilers in them,
Yeah.
and, especially if the article even said spoilers ahead in the article itself,
Yeah.
then it would just disappear. It would just fade, just like in the movie.
Wow.
And I loved it. I thought it was so cool. All my friends were,
That is a
in
cool...
love with it.
That is a cool effect.
I know. I didn't even know it was a real thing until my sister sent me a picture of it. And so I went to do it myself, and it was literally, minutes before we were supposed to go on stage for a choir concert. Because I just had to look at it. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And we literally showed, our entire family it.
Yeah.
Of course, none of them, I think only me and my sister have actually seen Infinity War. We watched it at a friend's house.
Yeah.
Because we literally almost had to wait an entire year. Because I have a younger sister. I have two sisters. One of them is 17, the other is about to be 12, literally next week.
Yeah.
Which blows my mind.
Yeah.
But, the other sister, the 17-year-old one, she and I are really close, and we love Disney and Marvel pretty wholeheartedly. I love it probably more than she does. I'm the fangirl of the family. But that doesn't mean she loves it any less. But because we're the oldest of the family, we are obviously able to watch some movies that have some questionable things, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like violence, gore, etc.
Yeah.
And, well, obviously my poor 12-year-old sister doesn't really care for a whole lot of that at her age. But we know, obviously, by the time she's probably 13 or 14, she probably won't mind.
Yeah.
So, therefore, when we're, watching family movies, we can't really watch that stuff. So usually it's your typical, comedy movie or, something that's, family-friendly. Which I don't mind at all, but it's hard to, obviously watch movies that are not, or they're, PG-13 or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, she's watched PG-13 movies, but we usually would, read a review on them or something before we'd all watch it together, because we wanted to make sure that she was going to be okay with it. And this is actually, like, something that I feel like we almost need to do a lot more, because when we actually watched Infinity War, we're like, I wonder if she would actually like watching this, because she's seen a couple of Marvel movies herself. In fact, I took her to see Black Panther when it came out, because the rest of the family had already seen it. And so I took her to go see it with me. I think she was 10, I think, when it came out. And literally during the movie, she's like, hey, are you okay? And this is, I think, maybe after the scene when one of the major characters was killed off. Not gonna say who. And, like, she kind of looked at me, and she was like, no, I'm fine, and because the middle sister, she's really tough. Like so tough that, like, when she, broke her arm one time, she, like, did not cry at all. Like, she was so chill about it, and it was like, how could you be so chill about that?
I mean, I was kind of chill when I broke my arm.
I mean, I don't know, I cried so much when I sprained my ankle, and that wasn't even a broken bone.
I mean, it still hurt, but I didn't cry.
Right. But so I kind of paid attention to her for the rest of the movie, so I'd, like, watch it, because I'm obviously in depth when I watch a movie, but at the same time, I'd kind of go back to reality for a moment and check on her and be like, are you okay? And she would be like, I'm fine. But sometimes to this day, I wonder if she actually was or not. She never told me. Like, I wonder if maybe she was telling me that because she wanted to look cool in front of me, but I really don't know if she actually was okay with it or not. I really don't know. I think it might have been the spears, because she's not used to characters fighting with spears and seeing them shove them into people's chests. I think that's probably what intimidated her a little bit. I don't think it, like, scared her or anything. I think it just shocked her, really. And she was just overcoming that shock.
Yeah, like...
That's probably what it was.
To be honest...
you know, I still don't know.
Yeah, like... You wouldn't say your family shelters you guys that much, would you?
Not really. Not as much as they used to. Obviously, you know, times have changed now. There's a lot going on in the world that we kind of have to know about, because it'll affect us going forward. So, I mean, you know, as far as that sort of stuff is concerned, like, me and my sister and I, the older one, that's, like, closer to my age, she'll watch the news with me sometimes, and we'll see what's going on. But, most of the time, I think I've only watched maybe 2 rated R movies, and I didn't really care for them, and they were, like, stuff I'd watch for school, like, based off of books that we had read.
Yeah.
And, I cared, the other one was, the first one was Blade Runner. We did that for a film study, and it was pretty good, except for there's, like, a scene where one of the characters gouges the eyes out of another guy, and it is pretty gruesome for a 80s movie. But I loved it nonetheless. I just, you know, that part really freaked me out, so I couldn't look at it. But then the other movie we watched was called Zardoz, which people probably don't even know exists. And it's literally got a bunch of people, like, wearing some really weird outfits running around, and it's just very strange. And that's putting it nicely. Like, it's not that cool. Let's see, okay, Rusted Cake says, indeed, well, was also about to build Epcot. Isn't that how it's spelled? Yeah, that's how it's spelled, yep. They were going to make a grand utopian city. Now it is a mere space themed attraction in a single building. Well, wait, was the brains. Yeah, I actually went to Epcot, maybe, it was 2012, I think. That's the only time I think I've ever been to Disney World. It's pretty cool now. It's my mom's favorite park. So if we ever got to go to Disney World again, that's probably the one she'd want to go to the most. I think we actually went twice. So we went to all the other parks once, except for, I think, Magic Kingdom and Epcot we went to twice. But yeah, it is literally, there's really not much there. As, like, they wanted to do way more with that. They wanted to make it look like futuristic stuff, and, well, that didn't really end up happening. I know that they're still working on some of that stuff. Like, they're literally going back and forth with the plans that Walt Disney had built for that. So who knows? Maybe we'll get to see it in the future. I really don't know.
Where's the batteries?
But yeah, so that's a good point, Rusted Cake. I definitely agree that one was supposed to be way better, and it's not. It doesn't not live up to its full potential. I feel like they could do better. Like, last time I went there, actually, there was a ride that I absolutely loved that I wish I could have gone on more, but it was one of the last ones I went on. I don't know if it was the first time we went to Epcot or the second time, within that week, but I'm pretty sure I only went out once. But it was called Nordstrom, and it was, in the Norway part of the park, because for those of you who have not been to Disney World, Epcot, at least part of it is divided into, like, the countries. So, like, there's Mexico, there's, Norway, obviously, there's, I don't know if it's China or Japan, I'm pretty sure it's China, but there's a lot of different ones, and usually they'll have, like, characters that represent those countries, like, there. So, like, in Germany, you can meet, Snow White, Aurora, and Cinderella, even though Cinderella should be in London, England. I think they moved her over there later. But, you can meet, Ariel there, too, because Ariel, technically, her country is Germany.
And Sasha says, Well, the old King Kong, the classic King Kong looks ridiculous now, but it's super violent.
Oh yeah, I actually did some research on that because my dad is like a huge fan of King Kong. In fact, he wanted us to watch the better one of the remakes. Not the original one though. In fact, I was actually so intimidated at first by the idea of watching King Kong that I was like, why don't we just watch the very, 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 very first one? And he's like, it's literally so lame. Like, why would you want to watch it? And I was like, well, because I'm a little bit nervous. And he was like, no, you're gonna be fine. And then, I don't know if I actually watched it, but I watched the trailer for Skull Island, and I was impressed. I was like, it's violent, but hey, this sounds pretty cool. I don't know if I actually got around to watching it, but I probably will. But yeah, the old, like, ride, was pretty violent. Like, in fact, I think I actually watched, like, a video of it, and you're on, like, a little tram thing, and you're going through the city, and then, like, on a tour, and then all of a sudden, like, a bunch of people start screaming, like, fake screams, of course, and then, like, this giant, like, robotic King Kong thing shows up and picks up your tram and throws it off to the side. Now, Pixela tram is like a, kind of like a little bus that is in the air. So basically it rips off the tram from its little wire thing that it's hanging by and puts it down. I'm like thinking, did you think about that when you built it? Like, did you think about, like, how many people you might freak out or, whatever? But apparently it was a very famous attraction thing that was part of, like, the studio tour in Universal Studios Hollywood. But they stopped doing that along with a ride that they already had that was very similar but not the same. But now they have a new one that's at Islands of Adventure in Universal, and that one is basically where you're it's basically you're on a bus and you're traveling around and there's like screens around you, and at first it seems cheesy that they're using like CGI and digital screens and whatnot, but because I watched videos and I was like, oh, this is ridiculous. But when I actually went to Universal, I only got to go to the Studios one in Florida because that's the only park we had time to go do, because we were on our way back to our home state. But basically, we went on the new Fast and Furious ride that I think's only been open for maybe a month, maybe 2 months now, and it runs the same way, but it's way more immersive than I thought. Like, you think that you're moving the entire time, but you're actually on like one of those things that they use in movies where it looks like you're like, I guess like the best example I can give you is like those scenes where like there's a car chase or something.
Yeah.
Normally they'll do those with a green screen and they'll have like the car tilting or whatever like in place, but it feels real and it looks real. Yeah. And that's what they're doing, and it's super impressive, and actually it feels like you're actually in a car chase. There's even like a drop and everything, but it's not a real drop. But it's so cool, and I absolutely love it.
Dang it, I'm dead.
But yeah, so I personally enjoyed it. Like, riding the Fast and Furious ride, and since now I know that the King Kong one is like that, I might actually get to go on it if I get to go there again next year. Which is sort of the plan. Just this go around, I have to pay for my own ticket, which
Yeah.
makes me sad. But they're super expensive anyway, and I work quite a bit, so I don't think that's gonna be a problem. But at least at the end of the King Kong one, they have like a nod to the original ride where they have this giant King Kong robot thing, and it literally looks so lifelike. In fact, it got like an award or something for like best animatronic of a ride ever.
Cool.
And I was like, dude, why couldn't the whole ride have been like that? They could have had like one of the screens like breaking apart, and then there's King Kong, and you're like, ah, like I would have actually enjoyed that. I would have felt genuinely scared in the moment, but it would have been cool,
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe they'll make that down the road. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, let me tell you about something.
Yeah.
So, have you heard the... Oh yeah, this is a cool little... So, have you heard about this, how do I describe this? Have you heard about the... You know the new Pixar movie they're making?
Onward?
Yeah, Onward.
Oh, yes.
The whole You know how they think it might ruin the Pixar theory?
Oh, they think so? Oh, yeah. I totally actually wanna... Like, Rusted Cake, extremely graphic, entirely practical effects.
Yep.
Exactly. Good stuff. So, yeah, I actually, when I first saw it, I got the trailer, because the trailer came out when I was still in Florida,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to use up any of my data,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm pretty careful with my data for the most part.
Yeah.
Unless it's Spotify, for some reason, I just have so much problem with that, and I don't want to have to buy premium right now,
Yeah.
because I've got better things to worry about.
Yeah.
But, basically, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, oh, this is so good, and then I was like, wait a minute. The Pixar theory. Oh, man, that's gonna break it in half. Now, there is a YouTuber, or YouTube, I guess, collaborative, because it's two brothers doing it. But
Yeah.
the Super Carlin brothers, they're so awesome. Love their channel.
Yeah. Same.
They were one of the very first ones to actually like put the whole theory together in a video format. And so I actually think that they actually said that they don't know if it's gonna make or break the Pixar theory, but they have a good idea of how it can how it might be able to fix it. Of course, this is way too early in the game to know, but I mean, who knows? I don't even know how Toy Story 4 is gonna fit into the Pixar theory. I mean, it's probably just gonna fit the same way that the other three did.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm gonna have to watch the video again because I forget. I'll probably have to watch their updated one
Yeah.
because they've updated it over the years. But
Yeah.
Russet Cake, what were you talking about my previous comment? Yes, we did.
So let me tell you about something.
Yeah.
So, apparently the Pokemon Company did this, direct, showing a bunch of Pokemon-related stuff, and one of the things was they're opening a Pokemon Center in China, and,
Cool.
apparently and I swear, looking at the footage of them showing it, it looked like, okay, so there was a statue of Mewtwo in his,
Oh, neat.
in his, little, test tube,
Oh yeah.
and, I swear it looked like it moved, and I thought, is he an animatronic? I mean,
Ooh, that would be pretty cool.
yeah, I mean, look at, you know how in Avatar, they have that one, animatronic that's stuck in a test tube?
I think so.
If they can do that, why can't they do that with Mewtwo? Nintendo, do that with, Nintendo World and Universal. If you make a Pokemon area, do that with
They probably will.
Yeah.
I know that the Mario area is one of the very few areas.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Basically what?
I forget what I was saying now. What was I
Lost,
even saying?
lost train of thought of it.
Oh yeah. So the Mario World is actually going to be, or Nintendo World, I guess, to be more specific, is actually going to be part of a new Universal Park.
Ah.
And the only reason I know about that is because, well, number one, where else would they put it? And number two, they're building other parks in the same area. So I know that they're planning on doing a Star Trek land, Lord of the Rings land, which I'm particularly excited for because there's a novel I'm working on right now that basically is kind of like a Lord of the Rings style epic. Like it takes place in a faraway land similar to Middle Earth, but it's not the same.
It takes inspiration from.
It basically takes a lot of inspiration for it in like the way of how it's basically how it's like formatted plot wise and that sort of stuff. So yeah, I love it. I haven't actually seen the movies or read the books, but I know quite enough about it to know, I guess, how it operates and stuff because I had to study it in film class.
Yeah.
We have some more questions here. Sasha asks, what is the Pixar theory? Is it just ... The Pixar theory. Well, the Pixar theory, it's actually very interesting. I mean, there's a lot of just, random Pixar theories out there. Like, how there's a letter that Andy, college-aged Andy, has on his wall in Toy Story 3 that reads that it's from Carl and Ellie from Up. And so it's like, oh, well, are they related somehow? Like, is, the mom, if they're related somehow or something. I don't know how that actually works, but I know that the Super Carlin brothers did something on it. Basically, the Pixar theory connects all of the... Excellent! Dude, you did it!
Thank you.
Okay, so basically, it connects all of the Pixar films that have come out as of right now.
Yeah, it connects them all into one universe.
Yeah, and you might think, oh, well, that's not easy, because, I mean, they have robots and cars that can speak and that sort of thing. Well, I thought the same thing, but it actually, connects everything really, really well. And every time there's a new Pixar film, they connect it to the Pixar theory. And it's incredible how all these films, literally make this crazy universe.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's pretty insane how cool that is. Sasha also says they need a Mew under a car on the docks.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Just look under the truck, you see glowing eyes, and
Mew!
No, you hear Mew.
That'd be so funny.
Because Mew literally goes Mew. Mew.
That's cute.
Well, yeah.
Reminds me of a cat.
Because Mew is technically a cat,
Very
but with
true.
psychic powers.
Right. Rusted Cake says, oh, but yeah, if you wish to see the brutality of 80s films, watch John Carpenter's The Thing, considered one of the best horror movies in history. Also entirely practical effects. Oh yeah, I remember studying that in film class. I'm not much of a horror person other than King Kong and maybe Godzilla.
Speaking of Godzilla, I saw the trailer for the new Godzilla, and I actually want to see that.
That looks pretty cool. I'd
Yeah.
probably have to see some of the other ones to get an idea of the power strength
I mean,
of Godzilla.
I'm pretty sure I can understand how strong Godzilla is. It's pretty much self-explanatory.
King of the monsters, goodness.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. When I first saw the trailer and it had that really eerie rendition of Somewhere Over the Rainbow,
Yeah.
I just about died. That's how good it was.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, this is great. I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna have to watch that one with my dad because no one else in the family is gonna want to watch Godzilla except for maybe my sister.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who in my family would want to watch Godzilla. I mean, have we ever watched Godzilla? I don't think we have.
No. I've never actually watched any of the ones.
Also, hi, David.
Sasha Hammer.
Yeah.
Says GG.
Yeah.
Laura Carter. I don't know how to say it. It's my birthday. Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Okay. Woo! Yes, so now we are continuing with our Super Mario Galaxy Adventure.
Yeah.
While literally talking about random stuff.
Yeah, basically like Game Grumps.
Yup. There's a lot of stuff I can talk about. Oh. Pixela, I've got some questions for you now.
Okay, what's up?
Obviously you have seen, along with the rest of the world, the trailer for the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on that? Like, do you
Uh,
think it's actually going to be a good movie, or do you think it's literally just going to be, like, trash?
Well, I mean, I know they're changing Sonic's design, which good, because the way he looks, yeah, better change it to where his eyes are not like that, and his mouth is not like that, especially the teeth, like, no.
Yeah, I don't... Do hedgehogs even have teeth?
Yes, they do, but they're not like human teeth.
Oh, yeah. They probably tried to, like, at first, like, in their own minds, they were probably trying to make him more, like,
Yeah.
human-like, but it's like, that's not really the point.
I mean, yeah, he's an anthropomorphic hedgehog, but he's still a hedgehog.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the one thing that I'm not so keen on is, like, because I'm cool with him having the bigger feet
Yeah.
with the sneakers,
Yeah.
but the thing that I'm, like, a little, like, kind of about
Yeah.
is if they give him the full-size gloves, because then it just kind of makes it more like I know he's supposed to look like a cartoon, but if you think about, like, some of these other, like, what I like to call live animation hybrids,
Yeah.
so they're like live-action films with some animation in there.
Yeah, like Alvin and the Chipmunks, Smurfs, stuff like that.
Yeah, that sort of thing. And there's very few movies out there like that, because not all of them work really well.
Yeah.
I mean, in the case of Enchanted does a great job of it.
Yeah,
And I think it's the only movie
yeah.
that actually has succeeded in that
Yeah.
realm.
Or Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, Detective Pikachu does an excellent job. I think those are the only two movies that I know of that are live animation hybrids that actually do a good job of, like, immersing you in that world while still making you feel like, oh yeah, this is New York City, and this is actually happening, or this is a real place.
Crap.
You know, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I like that.
Okay, Sasha says the new Godzilla can just be better than his last rendition in the American box office. He will never beat Gorgie though.
Is Gorgie one of the many monsters he has to fight?
I think Gorgie's the butterfly.
Gojira, maybe it's Gojira.
Yeah, Gojira. I think that's the butterfly.
Hmm.
Or the moth. I think it's a moth, actually.
I only know the name of one of the creatures. And I forget its name now. But, yeah. The Sonic movie, I smell a hot turd. That's what Rusted Cake says.
Yeah.
You are not the only one who I've talked to who has said that. As far as, like, them giving him, like, actual gloves, like, large ones,
Yeah.
like, I feel like they can still give him the gloves, just don't make him as oversized, because then it makes him less realistic. Because you still want him to look realistic,
Well, yeah.
as in, like, you still want to make him look like the cartoon game, but at the same time, you don't want to make him look too cartoony. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you
They
gotta.
haven't found the right balance yet.
Yeah, you gotta find the right middle ground.
And I hope that they will. I mean, this is only the first trailer, so who knows? It could get better. I don't know, but as for what I've seen so far, I'm wondering if the Mario movie's even going to be any better.
Well, the Mario movie's gonna be animated,
Oh, good. Thank goodness.
and but the downside is it's gonna be made by Illumination.
Why would you give Illumination the rights?
I don't know.
Oh.
Probably because you know, Nintendo and Universal have this deal going on.
Right, yeah. Of course, Universal themselves could have just done it,
Yeah.
but no, Illumination is their animation studio. I mean, don't get me wrong. Illumination's done a good job over the years with their movies.
Yeah, but they're cheap.
Yeah. I mean, because they take such a short time making them.
Yeah, you gotta.
Like, the first Despicable Me movie I thought was fantastic. Second
Yeah.
one, in fact, I only watched it one time
Yeah.
because I hate it so much. Like, I couldn't watch it again.
Yeah.
The third one was actually much better. I thought it was good. The villain character development wasn't that good, but it was definitely better than,
crap.
than the second one. I'll
Yeah.
definitely say that. It gave him more of a reason. But I heard they're making a 4th movie, and I'm just like, come on, it's over now. Be done with it. We don't want to see anymore.
Yeah.
It's literally, we've had enough. And same with, like, the Minion movies. Like, literally, the Minions are so ingrained into pop culture now that everybody's like, okay, we've seen enough.
Yeah.
And I'd say the same thing. Like, the very first Minions movie was all I could handle. Because literally, like,
Yeah.
it reminds me of, like, those kid shows, like, say, Peppa Pig, which I literally consider a nightmare.
Yeah, me
Like,
too.
if I ever had to babysit a kid, I could not watch Peppa Pig on
Yeah,
that
like,
loud.
I have my cousin has a daughter who watches Peppa Pig, and now I'm like, back in the days, remember this, a network called Noggin?
Yeah. I watched stuff on Noggin when I was young.
Yeah, well, back when that was a thing, Peppa Pig was just little animated shorts in between, what the actual show you were watching.
Oh, so it existed way back then? Wow.
Yeah, but now it's
Crazy.
like,
An actual
yeah, and it's,
show.
and it's just terrible.
Oh. They
I
actually have a Peppa Pig world in
Oh.
in England.
Oh,
No
gosh.
joke. It's a real thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It is
Uh,
hilarious.
yeah,
Like, cause I found out because, my 11-year-old sister's friend
yeah.
has a good pal of hers whose sibling likes Peppa Pig, and, like, obviously drives her insane, because obviously
Oh, crap.
my sister's friend has to live with that every day. I feel really bad for her.
Yeah.
But she found out that there was a Peppa Pig world in England, and she wants to go to it, and they're like, no, we're not gonna do that. But they're actually thinking of building one in America. I'm like, no! You do that, you're gonna disgrace the name of the USA! Please, no!
Yeah, Peppa Pig is like as bad as those YouTube kid things that people make. You know those things
Yes!
with Elsa and Spider-Man?
Yeah, with the dolls, and they go, Elsa cheated on Jack Frost with Hans, and they had a baby. It's like,
It's so
I want to actually do my own separate video on that, like my thoughts. Like, I actually might want to do a
Can I do that with you? 'Cause
Yes. You can so do it with me. I would love that.
Yeah, cause oh
So
my
much.
gosh, they're so terrible.
Like, I haven't even really like watched them. I think I watched one, and it was like Jack Frost, which was apparently done as like a Ken doll, but they just made it look like Jack Frost, and I would laugh. It was so fake.
Wow.
It's like, and they had a baby, and this baby has fire powers. It's like, that doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
Genetically, doesn't make any
Exactly.
sense, because they'd have to have, like, she'd have to have fire powers. I mean, ice powers, because they both have the ice powers. Ugh.
Ugh.
That just
Oh,
makes
no.
no sense.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh yeah, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? That's a good one. I've never actually like seen it in its entirety, but I have seen bits and pieces. And from what I've seen, I think that was the really the very first actual successful one. I feel bad because now it's not really talked about much anymore.
Yeah.
Other than like those really big Disney fans who love it. They were supposed to make a sequel to it. And
I don't think I've seen
they never did.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit myself.
From what I know about it, it is basically about Roger Rabbit and his human wife.
Okay.
I forget her name, but she's pretty sensual.
Yeah.
Especially for a Disney movie. And they both, or Roger in particular, gets framed, I believe, for something.
Well, yeah, it's in the title.
Hence
so
the
of course.
name. But I forget what. I don't know if it's like, obviously it can't be murder, because it's too dark. But something. He gets framed for something. And so he and his wife have to go and find out who she is. But as for the human wife, she's animated.
Yeah,
So
I know
she's
that.
she's not. Oh, he is? Wow. He actually is framed for murder. Okay. Wow, Disney. I didn't know you started out that way. I'm joking. But that's probably why Disney themselves don't actually like talking about it. Because that would make sense. But obviously, I mean, Disney isn't just known for their family-friendly films. I mean, they have some movies that are like sort of family-friendly, but they have some like stuff in there that's more like geared toward adults. Like,
Yeah.
I watched Flubber. Have you ever seen Flubber?
No.
That one is a Disney film that is about, or actually has the late Robin Williams in it. He's fantastic in that.
Yeah.
He's a scientist who his ex-wife
Hey, Kever.
is getting with somebody else who's also a scientist, and he wants to prove to him that something, and then like he accidentally sneezes on his creation and it creates flubber.
Oh. Hi,
Hence-
Sensei.
Hence the name flubber. But it's really funny, but there's a lot of stuff in there, like adult jokes, that when I watch it now, I'm just like, whoa, like, okay.
Yeah.
Of course, like I was telling you earlier.
Yeah, it's like when you
Ugh.
watch a movie you watched when you were a kid and you notice an adult joke and you're like, really? How did I miss that?
Yeah. Sasha Hammer says, Pixela is joined by K9jedi, a good friend.
Yeah.
Yes, that's me.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a channel, which Sasha also put the link in
Yeah.
the chat.
You can put it in again, Sasha, for those who missed.
Yeah.
Nice.
Woo. Yeah, and they're still talking about Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I might actually need to watch that movie
Yeah.
because I heard that there's an actor in there from, I think it's Back to the Future, maybe?
Huh.
Who plays the villain? I
Hmm.
don't know if it's the Back to the Future guy or somebody else, but I know it's somebody that has only been in a Disney movie once.
Interesting.
Because then he went and did stuff for Christopher Lloyd. That's who it is. That's right. Yeah, he was fantastic. He played Rasputin in Anastasia. For those of you who know what that is, classic 90s animated film that's basically looks like it's Disney, but is not Disney. But Disney actually owns them now, so who knows? They might actually try to remake it or something, or re-release it on a special edition DVD or something later, like they do with some of their current movies.
Yeah.
I think they might do that.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else we have in our little
Chat.
chat here. Yeah, Sasha is promoting me here. Thanks. If you want to see more of me, go to that channel, because all the fun stuff's gonna be on there. So basically, if you like what you're hearing now and you want to see more, especially of my Disney talks, then join, because
This
I
is a tough one.
totally love that. Oh yeah, that. Oh man, that looks pretty tough. I imagine.
It's mostly because
Hey.
these green platforms disappear.
Yeah. Hey, Kever. Kever says he did a 4-hour stream. Sasha just asked him what the stream was of.
He was streaming Twilight Princess, I noticed.
Yep.
Which I'll stream that one of these days with my sister.
That's a pretty cool one. I've played it once. I forget with who, though.
Maybe you played it with your friend?
I don't know. I remember playing it with somebody.
Oh.
Oh, let's see. What's the question?
Huh?
Oh, is that?
Sensei.
Oh, it's not a question. How am I? I am great. I am doing fantastic. Still a little tired.
Yeah, because we just went out shopping. you know.
Yes. It was fun though.
And Kever, fun fact, the place we went to, it had Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door, and I would have gotten it, but it was $50.
Yeah, it was like, whoa. Like, is it rare or something? Like, we were shocked,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah, $55 is ridiculous. Yep, I'm dead.
I was literally secretly hoping that you would actually, like, make
Yeah.
that jump.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. Oh! Well, I have something else
Okay, what's up?
that I might,
Oh, that was dumb.
me. I do that all the time. In
Yeah.
fact, when I used to play, Super Mario Bros. Wii with my sisters,
Yeah.
I always was either Luigi or the Blue Toad, and I was always dying, and they hated me for it. Like they'd be like, "Dude, you just made us mess up the level," and I'd be like, "Sorry, man. I can't watch where I'm going." And the same went for Mario Kart. In fact, my sister has Mario Kart
crap.
8 on the DS,
Yeah.
and while we were on the way
Well-
to Florida, we were playing it.
Actually, that's Mario Kart 7.
Mario Kart 7. Never mind. Mario Kart 7, everybody.
Mhm.
Pixela knows her stuff. I'm still new at this video game thing.
Yeah, you just never have the time to play video games.
Yeah, that's really what it is. But I do some minor game research here and there, mostly through the YouTube channel Game Theory.
Yeah.
Game Theory is pretty cool. That is Matt Pack.
Yeah, good old Matt Pack.
He is hilarious. In fact, I think the very first time I really started getting into theories was because of him and Super Carlin Brothers.
Cool.
Oh, and Watso videos. You should check him out too.
Yeah.
He is fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
He does go by his real name though on the channel. But just for the sake of this, I'll just leave that for you to find out.
Yeah.
I actually I kind of my sister's
Yeah.
friend,
Yeah.
like childhood friend, that is his cousin. And that's really cool. So sometimes I'll literally be like, "Hey, you should get him to visit because that'd be so cool." Because I'd like to meet him. He's a pretty cool dude. He's a Disney YouTuber himself, and his videos are great.
Interesting.
They come out, I think, every Tuesday and Thursday,
Yeah.
usually. And like he does polls sometimes to like get an idea of what people want to see.
Yeah.
And usually there are a lot of questions that I've had on certain Disney movies.
Yeah.
And they would make me go, "Oh yeah, I actually didn't even realize I had that question." And sometimes it's not just Disney movies either. Like occasionally he does like a DreamWorks movie, like Jack Frost. Like how did Jack Frost actually become Jack Frost? Like his actual full entire story.
Yeah.
He did Iron Man's full backstory, which is what told me that he died. Made me a little ticked off about that because he did it literally the day after Endgame came out. I was ticked. That's the only time I think I've ever been mad at a YouTuber is when they've done that. But anyway, so basically that's kind of where I got my idea to do a YouTube channel on, was seeing what he did and was like, I kind of would like to do something like that.
Yeah.
Not something of the same genre, but something similar.
Yeah. I think what inspired me to become a YouTuber was this one channel called Venturian Tale.
Oh yeah, we used to watch Venturian Tale game playthroughs sometimes when
Yeah.
I'd come over to your house.
Yeah.
And then I watched some on my own. I also liked watching PBG,
Oh yeah.
Peanut Butter Gamer.
Yeah.
I watched some of his earlier stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of his new stuff.
Yeah.
But I think the latest thing I saw from him was like where he bought like some of that stuff that's like as seen on TV.
Yeah.
And he tried it out, and it's hilarious because I actually see stuff that he reviewed on there now,
Yeah.
and I just laugh. Like there was one that I think was like a Bible that like speaks to you or whatever.
Really?
Yeah. And it's like a radio Bible thing, and it didn't work as well as the box said it would. And I actually saw it one time, and my mom was like, "Oh, that's cool." And I was like, "You don't want to buy that." And she's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Because Peanut Butter Gamer says it's awful." And she was like, "Who's Peanut Butter Gamer?" And I had to tell her. She's like, "What kind of a name is that?" I'm like, "Mom, most YouTubers have interesting names."
Yeah.
That's why I decided to go with the name K9jedi, because most of the time, when I actually picked that as like a nickname, because, well,
Yeah.
my real name is very hard to actually make nicknames for.
Yeah.
Like, it's just awful. Like, some of the nicknames that my friends
crap.
had created for me were just, no. And so I was like, well, what do I do? And so I found that if I took my first and last name, which is 9 letters total, as
Yeah.
well as, so that was like K and then 9, and then, so it's not dogs, just in case you're wondering, and, obviously Jedi, because I like Star Wars. So that's how I came up with my name. And because nobody would call me it in real life, I decided, well, if I do it on YouTube, everyone's gonna call me that.
Yeah.
So I was like, yay! Because that means I can actually use it for a purpose.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's kind of the story.
Hi, Cobra. And,
Ooh.
hang on, Discord, okay. I'll hang out with you guys on Discord later. Let me try this comment. So, let me tell you about this channel that, okay, so there's this channel, this small channel on YouTube that I encountered called, Ghibli Studios or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Studio Ghibli. I think. I'm pretty sure it's Studio Ghibli. Because they did, movies like Spirited Away, Kiki's Delivery Service.
No, this is not that, because this channel is small,
Oh.
and it's the
How
found.
is it spelled?
It's like, I'll show you later, but
Oh, okay.
basically, it's this, woman that, her name is, PK, or DK, BK Miller,
Oh, okay.
or Millie, as I like to call her. There are times when I've talked to her on her streams on Twitch, and, she works on her own little projects. Like, she works on this series she made called Origin of the Meta Knight.
Oh, that's cool.
So
are they like series based off of existing franchises?
I guess so.
Or is there like stuff that she's also created on her own?
Well, it looks like she's having ideas that she's creating off of other franchises, because in her recent stream, she was streaming FNAF VR, and she mentioned that she wants to work on a Zelda project.
Oh, cool. I like that. There's not I don't think there's really a whole lot of like game fan fictions, like fan stories out there.
Well, actually, you be
Not
wrong.
that I know of.
Well, there are actually a lot of cool theories or fan fictions that are really good, and some that are really bad.
I can imagine. In fact, actually, funny story. One of the YouTubers that I follow, TAS Productions, TAS, as he's also called, he does some pretty funny stuff. He did a stream once with these other two YouTubers, and they were talking about this fanfic writer, this 15-year-old fanfic writer who was just awful. Like, wrote awful fanfictions based on, like, a bunch of stuff. Like, video games, movies, and they were, like, all terrible. And then, like, because they didn't actually read, I think, segments of it until later on in the stream.
Yeah.
And so while I was, like, I put it off to another window, and I actually read some of his stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this is awful. He made one based off of Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Wow.
Popular cult classic movie, which I still have not watched, but really want to.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix now. For those of you guys who like that movie.
You can watch it now, apparently.
Oh yeah, I will, hands down. Probably with my dad though, because he's the only one who actually I think likes that. My mom thinks it's stupid, but I don't. It actually inspired a musical too, and me being a theater nerd, that's something I love. But yeah, so he wrote one based off of it, and there's like, he got character names wrong, everything basically is misspelled, there was plot lines that were messed up, like major plot holes, like bigger than anything I've ever seen in my life. And it was hilarious. In fact, in the rest of the stream, they actually took him down. Like, they found a way to, like, take him down. It was the best thing ever.
Wow.
Yeah, mostly because, he was starting to cause trouble on their own channels, because he found out they were talking about him, mostly just for show. And although they did feel bad, they were like, well, we're still not taking back some of the things we said, because most of it is true. And yeah, it was pretty crazy. But it was really funny, because that was when I was like, let's see if I can find some really good fanfictions to read. And I haven't really. I've mostly been too busy writing my own stuff to read fanfictions. But I was reading one based off of a book series that I'm literally obsessed with.
Yeah.
Called The Selection. It is basically it's like Hunger Games meets The Bachelor. Is how it's been described. And although I'm not personally a fan of The Bachelor, the plot line is pretty cool. And I
Dang it.
personally love romance. Especially when it's got some, like, crazy, like, rebel stuff going on in the background. So, basically, I was reading it, and that one was actually pretty good. I liked that one, and so it encouraged me to write some more. And this was all on Wattpad. So,
What's a Wattpad again?
Wattpad is basically a writing site where you can write either fan fictions or your own content.
Oh, cool.
And basically you can get feedback on it, and basically you can get likes and that sort of thing. And the more popular you
Dang
get, the better chances you have of, like, say, a publisher seeing it down the road. So if it's something that's actually really good, like an original project,
Yeah.
then you could get yourself published.
Cool.
And honestly, that's something I really want. So I'm thinking of putting the series I'm working on now on Wattpad, possibly. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about it at the moment. So yeah, basically that's something I want to do in the future, but that's where I read a lot of fanfics. In fact, I have a friend who writes fanfics based off of stuff.
Cool.
And she's fantastic. In fact, I am going to see her next week
Cool.
in Chicago, and I'm so excited.
Cool.
So excited. You know, it's cool when you get fangirls together.
Yeah.
Because, man, can they make magic.
Yeah, which is why me and you need to work together more often.
Oh, yeah. I've seriously been really thinking about that fan dub
Yeah.
of Road to El Dorado.
Yeah.
I so want to do that.
Yeah.
Like, not even kidding.
But first, you gotta watch the movie.
Yes, I will watch the movie first. I've got plenty of time this summer to do that. Because no one else in my family is going to want to watch it. Like, it's literally a running joke now. Like, I say something like, they're like, oh, what do you want to watch? My dad's like, San Andreas, because he really wants to watch San Andreas.
Yeah.
And then I'm like over there, like, they're all suggesting like, these pretty gritty movies, and I'm just like, The Road to El Dorado, and they're like, you gotta be kidding me. And I'm like, why? It's a good family-friendly film, and you're always complaining that all the movies we suggest to watch are pretty gritty. Like, we just finished watching all of the Harry Potter films,
Yeah.
and my mom literally was like, the movie finished, and she said, why did it have such a dark ending? And I was like, Mom, it was the final battle. That's why. Because I'm a literature nerd. That's why I was like, literally, this is something that happens.
Yeah, like, there's
And-
bound to be conflict and action
Exactly.
and stuff like this.
Of course, the movie, I will admit, especially to people who I know have read the books, I just finished the second book recently.
I didn't read the books. My sister did, though.
Did she like them?
Yeah, she's a big Harry Potter fan.
Yeah, I just started getting
She got me into it.
Harry Potter. So, now officially I've watched all the movies, still reading the books. In fact, little story about that. I like hated Harry Potter when I was a kid. Like, and it was only for one reason. In fact, it was so funny to my parents because they didn't know what happened, how I went from like hating it to like absolutely loving it.
Yeah.
And so I literally wrote a whole memoir about it. Like, it's like 3 pages, I think. So it's not even really that long.
Yeah.
But it's like about how I went from like hating it to loving it, and it's hilarious because it started out in elementary school where I
Yeah.
heard they were watching Harry Potter, and I was kind of like, I don't know, because I didn't really know if I wanted to watch it.
Yeah.
This was maybe 2012,
Yeah.
2008. So basically all the movies had come out by this point,
Yeah.
or almost all of them, except for I think Deathly Hallows.
Yeah.
This is 2010. Yeah, it was 2010. And I was a little bit nervous. I was maybe a 4th grader.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? I'm probably not just gonna watch it. I'm gonna bring my book back to the library. So I went to take my book back to the library. And when I came back, they were like maybe in the first few minutes of the movie. And there was this kid that I knew in the class who was kind of a little bit weird. And by weird, I mean he just acted weird. I don't know why. But anyway, I was like, hey, why are you sitting out here? And he's like, oh, I was just a little bit freaked out by the movie, which surprised me because a guy admitting that in elementary school, that's a big deal. But, I was like, oh, why? And he's like, well, maybe you should see for yourself. And so I went inside, because I really didn't think it was that bad, to be honest. And it was the scene where Hagrid was explaining to Harry, like, how his parents died.
Yes.
And it showed Voldemort killing them.
Yeah.
And that's when I started hating Harry Potter, because I was so sad. I was so sad about his parents dying at the hands of Voldemort, and how scary it seemed to me at a young age, that I literally had legit fears of my parents dying because of a guy named Voldemort. No joke!
Like you thought Voldemort was real?
Yes! I'm not even kidding! At least for a good couple of years, and then, you know, by the end of it, obviously I knew it wasn't real, but I just didn't really want to watch it. And then eventually I was actually forced to. In junior year, we were using it for a literary study, and I told my teacher, I was like, I'm not sure I want to watch this, even though it had been several years. And she was like, oh, well, I think you should give it a chance, you know, I mean, it's okay if you don't want to watch it, but, you know, I think you'll like it. Because she knew I was big into fantasy and stuff like that. And so I was like, okay, and so we started watching, I think, the first movie, and it was obviously had the scene in there where they show his parents dying. And then I was like, I actually started laughing. And my teacher stopped the movie, and she was like, what? And I was like, okay, I literally admitted to the little class, like, when I was in 4th grade, I saw this scene, it was super freaked out. But now I look at it and laugh because of how cheesy it is. It's like 2001.
Yeah.
And they're like, and she's like, so I'm assuming you like it then? And I'm like, show me more. And so from that, she's like, I want to see more of the cheese. And so we watched, I think, segments of almost every single one except for Half-Blood, Deathly Hallows, and Chamber of Secrets. So we saw segments of each one, and then but we watched the entirety of Order of the Phoenix.
Cool.
And so we did a film study on that, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good, but because I didn't really have a whole lot of prior knowledge, other than there was a character named Ron Weasley who everybody hated, as far as like the Slytherin people, I knew that there was a blonde-haired kid who hated Harry Potter, and then there was the white-faced Voldemort who didn't have a nose. Like, that's all I knew.
Yeah.
And so I was going into it basically blind.
Yeah.
But, you know, now I absolutely love it. I literally have I have a ton of stuff. In fact, when we went to Universal, which was something that my mom had wanted to do since we started watching the movies.
Yeah.
And, we got to do the wand choosing ceremony.
Ooh.
At the Ollivanders in Diagon Alley, because that's the one we went to. And I got picked for the ceremony. I still have my wand. I bought it. Because I wanted it so bad. I was like, this thing chose me. I don't care if there's 50 other people who got chosen for the same wand. This one chose me. So I'm buying it. It was like, maybe 40 bucks and change. But I didn't care because I had obviously money that I'd worked for.
Yeah.
And I was gonna spend it on that thing. And it was interactive too.
Ooh.
So I got to use it around the park. And I loved it.
I would buy a wand myself.
Oh, I know. Like, it was so cool. And I had a friend who apparently was there, like, later on. Like, I totally missed him.
Yeah.
There. And he was, like, in awe when I told him that. And he was like, next time we should, like, plan to go around at the same time, not tell our parents, and then see each other in there and go, oh, I didn't even know you were here! And then just spend the rest of the day with them. Because he's also a Harry Potter fan, and honestly, I feel like he'd be the best person to go with there, because he likes that stuff a lot.
Cool.
But yeah, so that's my little story. How I went from hating it to absolutely loving it. And I honestly now wonder, like, where has this been all my life? And really, it's literally been there since before I was born.
Yeah.
I forget when the first book came out, but I was born in 2000. So
Yeah.
that kind of gives everybody a rough idea of...
We're both pretty much the same age.
Yeah.
Just different months, different birthdays.
Well, we were born in the same month, but I was born a little later before you.
Yeah.
Maybe, let's see, I have to do it on average. Maybe 3? It was 3 days. Roughly. Yeah, 3 days. Born in the same month, but just 3 days apart.
Yeah.
That's cool though, because sometimes I see you like either before or after your birthday and we like hang out.
Yeah.
Because like my birthday's right near like Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So I
Yeah.
just get that day off. So sometimes we hang out either before or after that. It's been fun.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed that.
Now where Oh, it's up there. Hey, related to your... This is kind of similar to your Harry Potter story, but I want
Yeah.
to tell a story about a movie that pretty much scarred me.
Oh, really? Go ahead. Tell me.
Okay, so this was back when I was like 4 or 5 years old. I was really little. And my family, we were watching Stuart Little. And, you know the scene where he gets stuck in the dryer?
Oh, yeah.
That scene scared me
It did?
so much that I cried. And I was like running away because I thought he was dead. And my family was like, no, look, he's fine. But I still didn't finish the movie.
Oh, man, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
You know, if I had seen it that young, I would have said the same thing. I saw it a couple of years later, like after it came out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember being a little freaked out by that too, because I was like, no! That's gonna kill him! And
Yeah.
it's like, no, he's not dead. I'm like, thank goodness.
Yeah.
It's like a Star Wars movie where it looks like the character's dead, and then you're like, "Ah," and then you never want to watch it again. Then somebody
Yeah.
tells you, oh no, spoiler alert, they're actually alive, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
Ow!
It's so weird.
Oh man,
It's
so funny.
It scarred me so much that I never even finished the movie to this day. I never finished it.
Seriously?
Yeah.
No way! Oh my gosh! You should. It's cute. It's probably laughable now.
Yeah,
because it came out way back in
Yeah,
the day.
it probably is. Just like how yours is with Harry Potter, I might as well watch the full thing to its...
Yeah, that's why I had to laugh, because when they showed him Voldemort killing the mom, it literally looked so cheesy.
Yeah.
Because you just see this black cloaked figure, because at the point you weren't supposed to see what Voldemort looked like. And that's what made it so cheesy to me.
Yeah.
But they actually refilmed some of that and put it in the Deathly Hallows, I guess, to update it a little bit better.
Yeah.
And honestly, that was still cheesy.
Yeah.
Because it was like, yeah, there he goes. He killed them.
Yeah.
So funny. At least at the time, I was sad the parents died, don't get me wrong.
Of course.
But it was just funny how it was done, because the movie came out, like, when I was 1 year old.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Okay, Rusted said one more thing. You can read that.
Oh, yeah. All this lava, Mario must be hot. Though due to his mustache, I think we already knew that. Yeah. Yeah, because it's literally the most vulnerable part.
Yeah, just...
Because I'm surprised it doesn't burn off every single time he falls in the lava.
Yeah, instead he just cartoonily
Yeah.
jumps on the lava because his butt is on fire.
Yeah. Oh, I am getting a call.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll be right back.
I think we might end the stream here anyway, so...
Well, at least let me say goodbye.
Okay, hold on a second then. The villain of Harry Potter is a total cringe edgelord. He literally has Mort in his name. Mort means death or dead in English. Yeah. Good idea. Yeah, good point. Total edgelord. Alright. Why is that Luma down there? There's a Luma down there. No, it's not. Huh. Okay, you back?
Ooh, yes, I'm back.
Alright.
My spaceship leaves in a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm just messing around, but that actually means I'll have to be leaving soon.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because didn't you already say that we were gonna finish this up anyway?
Yeah. Okay. So, everybody, we will see you next time, but next time Kiana won't be here. So,
Sadly, no.
or K9jedi. I mean,
I will definitely visit some more. 'Cause
yeah.
I like being on Pixel streams.
Yeah.
They're fun.
So yeah, we will see you all next time with more Galaxy, and I'll see you all later tonight for Undertale. So, yeah. See you all then.
Ooh,
Bye-bye.
and check out my channel.
Yeah, definitely check out K9jedi's
Sasha
channel.
has it on the link on the Discord.
Yeah, definitely. Give her some
I'll
support.
see you when I do another stream with Pixela.
Alright.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Ooh.